It was outlandish behavior for a marriage. The husband brought his lover along on family outings.
And then the wife ended up dead. Inside Edition Weekend is next.
He was a married father of 3, having an affair.
The relationship developed almost from minute one.
But after his wife filed for divorce, she was brutally murdered.
His first comment was, well, the deserve what you got.
But cops didn't charge him with murder. They charged his lover, Karsten. He was found not guilty. So who killed Suzanne Olds? For these women, their wounds are more than scars. They're constant reminders of the violence they've had to endure.
We've seen hatchet wounds to the neck, cigarette burns to the face.
But now, a special group of doctors is performing miracles on these women.
It's really over with. The reminders are gone.
It's a story about rebuilding not only faces, but lives. Only on Inside Edition, Diana breaks down in tears.
At times, I think she suffers very deep, dark despair. I am very concerned for her.
And he's the sexy star who makes hearts skip a beat. But since his split with Cindy, he's been spending his time with a bevy of beauties.
He has very high standards when it comes to beauty.
Today, the long list of pretty women who can't get enough of Richard.
Welcome to Inside Edition Weekend. I'm Don Criqui.
And I'm Madeline McFadden. They appeared to be a model family, living a life of luxury. But it was all too good to be true. Behind the money and success were lies. Lies that some say ultimately led to murder. Here's Joe Loy.
Portrait of an American family. A family seemingly blessed with wealth, intelligence, and beauty, until it all collapsed in a morass of hate, deceit, and finally murder.
There are 2 enormous tragedies that exist in this situation. One is my wife's death. She was young. And the other is the destruction of our family.
Dean Olds is a man very much alone. Once considered among the top trademark attorneys in the country, he now spends his days contemplating a life gone terribly wrong. John Hilkovich is a reporter with the Chicago Tribune.
Somewhere along the way in his life, he decided to make a major change, abandon the things that were important to him and that made him successful, his family, close friends, and made a detour to a different orientation.
A detour onto a path of destruction that some say ended ultimately in the 1993 murder of his wife, Suzanne.
The police have no doubt that Dean Olds was involved. He orchestrated it. He masterminded it.
Dean Olds denies any involvement in the crime and has never stood trial for his wife's murder. In fact, he has never been charged. But his former lover was. His name is Helmut Karsten Hofer.
The relationship developed almost from minute one and intensified. He was staying in New York City, and we saw each other each evening and had dinner and so forth.
A self-described model and actor, Karsten, as his friends call him, is a young man who learned early in life how to live by wit and charm.
He's been painted in 2 trials now as nothing more than just a leech, a sponge.
A native of Germany, Hofer lived the good life with Olds, taking dozens of romantic trips to luxurious hotspots around the globe. It was a relationship that some say led to the most stunning scandal ever seen in the wealthy Chicago suburb of Wilmette, Illinois. Olds says his wife probably knew of his affairs with Hofer and others, but she suffered silently until he began to bring Hofer along on family outings.
Well, she didn't like Helmut Hofer, and we did have discussions to the effect that she didn't want him around. She once chased him out of the house when we were all supposed to go to the country club for dinner.
Dean and Suzanne were worth over $4 million. Lawyers for her estate say she filed for divorce only after becoming suspicious that Dean was funneling large sums to Hofer's bank accounts in Germany. Olds admits spending large sums courting Hofer, but says much of the disputed money went into a joint business venture.
It was the kind of divorce that I characterize as a Pearl Harbor type divorce, where you leave in the morning and she says, have a nice day, and You're served with the divorce papers, and you come home at night, and she's standing in the kitchen waiting to see the look on your face.
As Olds' marriage was disintegrating, so was the rest of his life. He was treated for alcoholism, lost his job, was kicked out of the house, and cut off from the couple's remaining funds. He was broke, and he was angry, and things were about to get worse.
I'm not used to not having enough money for food. You bet it made me very mad, and from time to time, probably with anywhere from 8 to 10 to 12 different friends, usually, I used the unfortunate comment, I wish I could get a hitman, or words to that effect.
In a lot of divorces, people may say, you know, God, I wish he or she were dead. But in this case, you got to remember, the spouse turned up dead.
Friends and family claim Suzanne Olds was terrified of Dean, fearful enough to sleep in a room protected by her dog and a deadbolt firmly locked on the bedroom door. But that wasn't enough. On December 28, 1993, Suzanne was bludgeoned to death in her own garage.
There's so much overkill involved. She was hit so many times. You know, the pathologist testified that she clearly went down and probably was dead after the first hit, yet the attacker kept pounding and pounding away.
Whoever killed my wife didn't simply bang her over the head, he mashed her. It's not just a simple killing, it's a violently insane killing.
According to Hilkovich, when Olds arrived at the police station on the night of the murder, his reaction was anything but sympathetic.
His first comment was, well, the deserved what she got.
But despite Olds' unexpected reaction, police focused on Karsten Hofer and charged him with the murder. He was tried and he was found not guilty. To date, Suzanne Olds' killer, whoever it is, remains free. Ask Dean Olds who he thinks killed his wife, and he'll tell you, as he told a judge in court, that Helmut Karsten Hofer was involved in some way. Yet strangely, photos of he and Hofer taken in happier times surround him throughout the quiet, dusty home he once shared with Suzanne. Now his estranged children want him out of the house and out of their lives.
I don't get a whole lot of phone calls, invitations to lunch or things like that, and I learn about my granddaughter and from the newspapers, you know. Some would say it's not the best life.
And Dean Olds' troubles aren't over yet. His children sued to keep him from getting access to the money in the estate, and they won when a civil judge said that Olds was somehow involved in his wife's death. Olds is appealing that decision.
Up next, when the medical miracle of a new look provides a new outlook on life for hundreds of battered victims.
You did a really good job. And I look more like I did before, except a little older.
It really validates battered women. Somebody believes them and somebody's willing to help them.
Charlie Daniels is back along with top country music stars. Hi, I'm Wes Sargentson. Join us for the 6th annual Charlie Daniels Ogden Martin Angeles Country Concert, Sunday, January 14th at Festival Park in Zephyr Hills. You'll see Darrell Singletary, Earl Thomas Conley, Bailey and the Boys, and much more. Get your tickets now at Bay Area Winn-Dixie stores. This is one concert you don't want to miss. Charlie Daniels Ogden Martin Angeles Country Concert, January 14th. We'll see you there.
The boys are back in town. Here's your chance to see all your favorite senior PGA Tour pros, including Hale Irwin. See the best in senior PGA Tour golf when the boys come back to town.
Wouldn't you love it if your lipstick could wear on and on and on without having to keep putting it on?
A CoverGirl innovation, introducing new continuous color self-renewing lipstick.
CoverGirl's longest lasting ever.
Every time you press your lips, the unique microbeads renew the color without reapplying.
Lips feel great too. No more wondering, how do my lips look? Why reapply? Just press.
New continuous color self-renewing lipstick. Self-renewing color you can count on. It's a CoverGirl promise.
What's it going to take to undo this much damage? About 3 minutes. Pantene introduces Pro V Deep Fortifying Treatment. Deep conditioning used to take me at least 20 minutes. Pantene works in just 3. The exclusive Pro Vitamin formula fortifies by penetrating your hair root to tip, restoring health, renewing shine, and reinforcing the natural strength of your hair. It's Deep conditioning without the weight. New Pro V Deep Fortifying Treatment. For hair so healthy it shines. Why wait?
Every 15 seconds, a woman in this country is battered by the man she loves. Too often, they're left emotionally and physically scarred. But now, thanks to some plastic surgeons, disfigured women can have a new look as they move toward a new life. Deborah Norville has our story.
You did a really good job. And I look more like I did before, except a little older.
In Karen's case, getting her old face back was a miracle.
This is the first time in my life people tell me, you have beautiful eyes.
Well, you do.
And for Sally, that has to be the ultimate compliment. Both women have undergone plastic surgery, but it wasn't to erase age lines. Rather, it was to erase remnants of a violent past.
He drove to his mother's house that wasn't far away and dragged me out of the car by my hair.
These women are just 2 of the 4 million who are physically abused every year. Many consider themselves lucky just to be alive. Sally's 55, a mother of 3, and she says she was battered for 10 years.
He slammed my head against the wall like that, and it hit, it hit this side, gave me a black eye. I remember shortly after the eye fell.
But today, Sally's eye looks just about normal because of an incredible new project that's giving women like her a second chance.
This medicine I'm giving you next sometimes makes your arm ache just a little bit.
Now, more than 700 facial plastic surgeons around the country are donating their services to victims of domestic violence free of charge.
Right.
Rita Smith of the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence believes it's a major breakthrough for battered women.
It really validates battered women in a way that they've never been validated before. Somebody believes them and somebody's willing to help them.
No longer do they have to walk around with their life permanently etched on their face.
Every time she looks in the mirror, she remembers what happens, and it reminds her of the abusive situation.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Any last-minute questions?
Seattle's Dr. Wayne Larrabee is president of the American Academy of Facial Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery, an organization that joined forces with the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence to create this project a year and a half ago.
It's really taken on a life of its own because it is a real big problem, and I think none of us really realized how big it was until we started actually doing these surgeries.
To date, 400 surgeries have been performed, 400 lives rebuilt. 2,000 requests have come in so far. To qualify, candidates are carefully screened and must be out of the abusive relationship.
It was mostly to make sure that whatever healing they had to do would be done safely and without further injury.
There's a lot of compassion that's being expressed through this program.
Most come to fix a crooked nose that's been pummeled over the years, but some of the cases are even more horrendous.
We've seen hatchet wounds to the neck, cigarette burns to the face, people throwing out of second-store windows with broken faces and noses.
Normally, the bill for these surgeries could range from $1,500 to $15,000, more than most could ever afford.
I had to learn to accept it because I couldn't change it.
Karen fled from her home state to be away from her ex-husband, who she says beat her so badly that her cheekbones caved in. She says she learned to live with it.
It was a way of living, I guess you could say.
Still a little bit of swelling. That'll probably last for, a few more months. But
I looked like I'd been in a car accident. In fact, it looked like I'd flown through a windshield.
Karen had been very badly beat up over a number of years. So this cheekbone was caved in. It was broken in 3 places. He basically put an implant over here to help build this up so it would look more normal on that side. It looks great. I think that's just where we wanted it to be.
The National Domestic Violence Project has given these women back their lives, their dignity, and especially their confidence.
I feel clear through. Because not only is there a change on my face, but there's a change of heart, a change of mind.
It's like a final chapter. It's closed. It's really over with. And the reminders are gone.
Women who'd like more information about the National Domestic Violence Project should call this number toll-free, 1-800-842-4546.
What a marvelous project.
It is tremendous.
Well, when we come back, we'll show you the video of Princess Diana in tears. The weepy images underscore the torment she's suffering through as her marriage ends. And a little later, we'll tell you how Richard Gere's love life is sizzling since his marriage disintegrated.
I like a smile and his butt.
Richard Gere's love life is stuck in his American Gigolo role because he recently has been with a string of beautiful women.
Announcing an urgent multi-million-dollar sale at Sun RV Center.
Hi, Jeff Cadwell here, and if you think the Super Show prices are low, well, you see our low prices here at Sun RV Center, Florida's only full-line national RV dealer. Choose from Dolphin, Seabreeze, Tropical, and Pursuit Class A motorhomes, plus the newly arrived Chateau Class C and the exciting Road Trek van camper. Remember, Sun RV Center will beat any Super Show price, and I guarantee it. That's Sun RV Center, US 19, just north of State Road 54, Newport Richey.
He controls your mind.
Something's wrong.
Get him out of it.
He's getting out of control.
He owns your life.
He can destroy our world. He figures we'll have to turn to him as the new Messiah.
And now, he's terrorizing your world.
In 3 days, I'll be in every system in the world.
You've got to stop Joe before it's too late.
God made him simple. Science made him a god. Now, he wants revenge. This universe is mine. Lawnmower Man 2, Beyond Cyberspace. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, January 12th.
I was blown away when my dentist told me I had tartar. Doctor, I said, I use regular baking soda toothpaste. My teeth feel clean. Jakey said, it's not enough. Use Tartar Control Crest with baking soda, and your teeth will be cleaner.
You can get the clean feeling of baking soda and proven tartar control from Crest in a toothpaste that prevents tartar better than regular baking soda toothpaste.
So I brushed with Tartar Control Crest with baking soda, and my next visit's great. I finally cleaned up my act.
A smart choice from the dentist's choice.
Wanted. Crash test dummy. Any volunteers? You are ready.
Do you know you put your hair at risk every time you wash it? Surprised? Hair's most fragile when it's wet. Just combing can break it. The answer? Pantene Pro V to help keep your hair strong, healthy looking, so it actually breaks less.
Pantene's the first root-penetrating pro-vitamin shampoo. It works the whole length of your hair, improving the healthy shine, helping it stay strong. Pantene Pro V. For hair so healthy, it shines.
Strong can be beautiful.
Whatever she does, she commands attention. Wherever she goes, the media is there. Princess Diana has lived in a fishbowl for years, but it appears the pressure of prying eyes and a pending divorce may finally have taken their toll. A visibly shaken Di was recently seen on the streets of London.
The collapse of her marriage and the intense pressures from the Queen to speed up her divorce may all be just too much for Diana. We told you last week that when Di arrived home from her Christmas vacation, she rushed to her therapist, Susie Orbach. And now, Inside Edition has obtained this exclusive video shot in London of Di leaving Orbach's home and running to her car. Di sobbed as she hid her face from photographers. In the dark of night, you can hear her anguish. Nick Towers is the photographer who caught the princess on tape.
But I was surprised when she as I thought, broke down. I mean, that is unusual. That doesn't usually happen. You do feel for her a little bit. I mean, but you've got to get a picture.
Di has been seeing her therapist since 1994, soon after Charles admitted on TV to committing adultery with Camilla Parker Bowles. Di has reportedly called Orbach her savior and has seen her a few times over the last 2 weeks. Reportedly, Di's been upset that her children, Princes William and Harry, spent the holidays skiing with their father.
She's very depressed. All of her good spirits are gone. I think she's going through an all-time low right now.
But James Whitaker, royal correspondent for London's Daily Mirror, says Di's public show of emotion stems not only from marital problems, but possibly from the stress of being a princess. He remembers once seeing Di fly into a rage at some photographers while skiing.
She went hysterical with them. And why are you doing this? You're making my life hell. But I think the pressures are forcing her into becoming more and more unstable.
According to the British papers, Di's friends are worried for her well-being. Di's admitted cutting her wrists in the past. Diana's friends are also reportedly concerned that the princess is looking thin, and they fear she's again suffering from bulimia.
She's been through some very difficult times, self-mutilation, bulimia. All of these things have obviously cast a shadow over her life. She really felt that she put them behind her, but because of the divorce, I think all of that is bringing the past up again, and she's having a very difficult time.
And another possible factor in Diana's blues. Reports from London are that the palace is steering William and Harry into traditional princely roles, and that Diana is losing control of the two most important people in her life.
Madeline, here's a story about a robber who had more moxie than sense. You've heard about the gang that couldn't shoot straight? Well, one member's at work in Las Vegas, Nevada. The scene was last Sunday night at a convenience store in Las Vegas. A lone gunman comes in ready to rob the place. He gets the money, but watch what happens next when he tries to get the customer's wallet. He puts the rifle down on the counter. The clerk grabs the gun. The robber tries to get it back, but instead winds up being chased out of the store by the clerk, who's now got the gun. So this would-be bandit not only didn't get any loot, he also lost his rifle, and police are still looking for him. No shots were fired. One thing was certain, that the robber was not hurrying off to a Mensa meeting.
I was going to say, if they catch that guy, don't send him to jail. Send him back to school. I think he needs it. Well, still ahead, the new life and the many loves of Richard Gere.
Where were you when your Sudafed quit?
Math finals. I could hardly breathe.
Epidac 24 won't quit. Where were you when your Sudafed quit?
Route 9, I totally clogged up.
Epidac 24 won't quit, while Sudafed dissolves immediately. One Epidac SteadyTab keeps releasing just the right amount of medicine at the right time for 24-hour congestion relief. So it just won't quit.
Mine didn't quit. Mine is Epidac 24.
The cold pill that just won't quit.
I see a lot of people that put up with scratch lenses. LensCrafters' new DuraLens can help make that problem go away. No other plastic lens is more scratch resistant. DuraLens has helped me help people see better. I feel really good about that.
New DuraLens, only at LensCrafters.
Science sees dry skin with a need for healing moisture. So science introduces a new Vaseline Intensive Care Lotion with 3 extraordinary ingredients that heals dryness for a full 12 hours. New Vaseline Intensive Care Lotion.
There's no white like Plus White. With its dual action anti-stain polishers, Plus White whitens like no ordinary toothpaste can.
There's no white like Plus White.
Want to go curly and add fullness to your hair? Now you can with Wash and Curl shampoo. Its curl enhancers work right in the shower. Your hair will look full and beautiful. Wash and Curl, the curling shampoo. When you want to lose weight, you want to start losing it right away. Discover Permathene. Nothing works faster, nothing gives you more appetite control than Permathene.
They were just going to school, but for the first black students at Central High, it was more like going to war. 38 years later, a dramatic reunion with the same white students who tormented them.
I am genuinely sorry for any negative things that I did. I was really acting as a child.
I was raised in a racist family. I was afraid.
You were taught racism at home. Did you break the chain? Next over.
Monday at 4 on Channel 8.
So does conditioning every day leave your hair heavy and weighed down? Not anymore. Pantene's got something brand new. New Pro V Light Spray Conditioner. So light, you spray it on and leave it on. So healthy, it's gotta be Pro V.
Pantene's Pro Vitamin formula penetrates, improves.
Your hair feels so light, so fabulous.
New Pantene Pro V Light Spray Conditioner. Spray it on, leave it on. For hair so healthy it shines.
Finally.
That's the calling Coast Guard. That's the calling Coast Guard.
How's they going to keep that baby alive in the water like that?
Have everyone out of the water except the victim.
3 adults, 9 kids in the water.
Back up!
Tonight at 7:30 on Channel 8.
Richard Gere proves he's definitely back on the love market. But first, here's a look at the next Inside Edition.
He says he was lost at sea, but police say he faked his own death. Now, Inside Edition asks,
Detective, can you just tell me why you faked your own death?
Plus, she was tormented by phone calls about her missing daughter. Hear those tapes.
That's next time. And finally today, to say that actor Richard Gere is playing the field now that his marriage to supermodel Cindy Crawford is over might be a bit of an understatement. Gere's been linked with so many women recently that you almost need a scorecard to keep up. Here's Cindy Hom.
It's his eyes. Definitely his eyes. Probably his smile. I like a smile and his butt.
The gray hair is doing a lot for him.
Yes, Richard Gere has a way with women.
Just want to thank you again.
He's gorgeous. He's also got that spiritual thing going for him. You don't find that too often in Hollywood.
All I want in life is you.
And the admiration doesn't stop with those gazing at him up on the silver screen. In the year and a half since he and supermodel wife Cindy Crawford called it quits, Gere hasn't exactly been sitting home alone.
Richard Gere's love life is stuck in his American Gigolo role because he recently has been with a string of beautiful women.
And as this photographer found out, the actor doesn't like the media tagging along on his dates.
Come here. No way, dude.
First, there was 23-year-old model Laura Bailey. Before Gere split with Cindy was official, she caused controversy sneaking out of Gere's apartment in London, where he was shooting first night. Bailey said her relationship with Gere was a very special thing.
She was the woman who escorted him out of his marriage.
Then Gere was seen hopping around New York with Pulp Fiction star Uma Thurman. Next, there were reports of a brief affair with actress Vanessa Angel, star of the TV series Weird Science.
You know what you need? Some serious loosening up.
Last July, Gere showed up at the Moscow Film Festival with a Russian date named Masha. And then in August, Gere was snapped skinny dipping in Sweden with a 25-year-old Swedish waitress named Stina. A week later, the jet-setting Gere was in Italy getting cozy with another sexy brunette.
He has very high standards when it comes to beauty. They tend to be kind of spiritual women, but definitely hot-blooded.
So who's the latest woman on Gere's arm? It's actress Carrie Lowell. You may remember her from the James Bond movie License to Kill. Well, now it looks like she's gone from Bond girl to Gere girl.
The first time they showed up together was at a Bob Dylan concert recently, and since then they've been spending supposedly some weekends in the country.
But Hollywood insiders say they don't expect Gere to get serious. Now that the man People magazine once called the sexiest man alive is available, he's expected to keep playing the field.
I doubt that Richard can ever quite forget Cindy, but I think he's got some beautiful distraction.
You can say that again. And that's all the time we have for today. I'm Madeline McFadden.
And I'm Don Criqui. Thanks for watching Inside Edition Weekend. We'll see you again next time.
Coming up next, a young girl's disappearance brings up suspicions of UFOs on JAG. Later, get the weekend's top stories on News Channel 8 at 11.